What a good anime, man.
bro.
Yeah, I will say, like, for me, everyone, like I said earlier, I watch a lot of anime. Like, I'm deep in this shit, and everyone's like, "You don't watch Attack on Titan?" I'm like, "No, the gap's too long. I'm gonna watch it eventually." And hearing how good it is, hearing everyone talking about it, but
Eventually,
like,
we
you
all
really
get to
don't
everything,
understand
bro.
it until you watch it. I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is one of the few shows that really lived up to the hype. Like, I did the same thing for Game of Thrones. That I watched all of Game of Thrones, so I watched the last season live.
That
And
shit
when I was
sucks,
watching Game
though.
of Thrones, I was like, no, this is good. There definitely was parts that led up to the hype, but there was a decline. For this one, I understand what you're saying, Ryan, about like the way the fourth season is going is completely opposite to the other ones. But I can still say that this season lives up to the hype, and I still do think it's not the best, but I still do think it's at least to the standard that the other seasons have set. Like, to me, as much as we can complain about the direction the plot is going, I can't sit here and be like, damn, I'm not fully engaged. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not loving the fight scenes. Like, this is one of the few shows that did that. I feel like to me, Breaking Bad is like the greatest show of all time to me, and I feel like that's one of the good shows have endings. So for y'all who think Grey's Anatomy is the greatest, go fuck yourself. Um,
Please,
yeah, good shows have endings, and I
with a
think
stick.
Breaking Bad was one of the few shows that had a complete and like good ending. Because no one's gonna feel content most of the time, especially when a show's been going on for so long on how it ends. And part of the reason why the Game of Thrones ending, it was bad compared to everything else. It is what it is. But you don't feel that sense of like being completed that I got from the Breaking Bad ending. Now with this, I'm sitting here really hoping that this keeps up. Now knowing that they split this last season, it should be 2 seasons. Knowing that there's going to be the second half, I'm hoping that this trend keeps up because the show is so good, because it's lived up to all the hype. Like, you get the feels, you get the action. I love it so far, and it's like it's set up high expectations for itself. And this is one of the few shows that I feel like I'm confident that it'll deliver, because you hear it all the time. Reasons why I personally never watched Dexter. When I'm going to go watch it, everyone's like, yeah, but progressively gets worse. Each season's a little bit worse than the one before. That doesn't make me want to
Right.
watch it. People told me the same thing about Sons of Anarchy. Does not make me want to watch it. I have not heard, like, this is the show where I'm sitting here like, yeah, everyone's just like, no, this shit is just good. That's it. I don't hear people watch it and go, oh no, like, I'm not really that into it. It's everyone who watches it is just like, no, this is really good. Like, you should watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't always think like I don't know, personally, I don't always think like I'm watching it, I'm like, this is the best show ever, but like it's just
Agreed.
like so fun to watch.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
just like so like I mean, I guess you could say like that's one criteria for being like this is a good show.
Mhm.
But I feel like in shows in the past when I don't understand like all of like the inner like machinations of things that are going on or whatnot, I kind of watch and like I have a lot more like I don't know, goodwill toward it where I'm like, oh, like I'm sure this will all make sense to me eventually, or like,
Mhm.
okay, I can kind of see like pieces starting to get together. And maybe it's just like because I binge watched it in such a short amount of
Yeah.
time. Like with this season four stuff, like after that Liberio arc where there's the big fight, all of like the whole like Eren being imprisoned and like is Zeke on our side? Is he not on our side? Why is Eren locked up? Eren's leaving, the Jaegerists, like all this stuff.
Yo, fuck
I don't know,
Flock.
kind of
He's dead ass the worst. Like,
he's like it's just
Yeah,
like
bro.
kind like
go
I
ahead.
don't know if it's like I really feel like I missed something. Maybe I watched it too fast, but there's just a lot of it where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But not in the way where I'm like, I
Yes.
wonder what's gonna happen. It's like
Why are
in
you
the way
doing
where I'm like,
this?
I feel like they're not like displaying the information to me in a way where I can come to my own conclusion. And I don't,
Mm.
Ruben, I'm interested to hear what you think about this because I have some friends that have read it and that are very low on season four, where they're like, it's rushed. And this is all before they announced the second part of the.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Mm.
I have a lot of friends that were like, season four is dog shit. It's really rushed. I
Damn.
feel like everything's happening too fast. I
It's
can't keep up.
intense.
And I'm just
Mm.
wondering if like you think like knowing what is going to happen in the manga and watching the anime, if you were watching it and you were like, okay, people that haven't read the manga are going to know like what they should know at this point or not. And you kind of alluded to there and please don't spoil it obviously, but
No.
like you've kind of alluded to there being like some rearranging of flashbacks and things like that where it has me wondering if maybe they didn't rearrange these flashbacks, if it would make more sense to the anime viewer, like
That's
some
what
of
I'm
the things.
thinking now that you're saying it. That I'm like, maybe the
Yeah.
rearranging of the flashback is what has caused you to have these feelings about season 4.
Yeah, there's a few flashbacks where I'm like, fuck, you probably should have put that like here, you know.
Can you say about the ones that we've seen already, where you feel like it should have been a different order?
No, I think you'd have to read like
Okay.
to see.
Yeah, nah, don't even do it because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm
get
not.
tired.
Yo,
Yeah,
it
I'm
might
like,
be
Yeah,
middle
I,
of summer, and I'm like, fuck it, this is what we're doing.
it's like I thought in my head, and I was like, which one? I was like, no, never mind. But when it comes to, in terms of like people saying that's rushed and stuff like that, who've read the manga, you know what, I kind of agree in some aspects because there's certain parts in the anime where they did um expand upon that weren't flashbacks, just like current day stuff where I was like I get why he did it because he wanted to humanize like so and so and so and
Mhm.
so, and I'm like, okay, that's great, you know, but I feel like they probably could have packed a little bit more into this part of the season where it would have been as rushed.
Mm.
You know, and that's coming from me where like I if I love like an anime or a manga very much, like I will read through it, whether it be like this one or One Piece or a Promise Neverland or whatever, you know,
That's next
like
on my list.
Yeah, Promised Neverland is
don't
pretty good.
yeah. But
The manga's
but
good.
the manga's okay. But to me anyway.
You like the anime better for Promised Neverland?
No, brother, and no.
I
Word.
hear they
Wow.
ruined
Yeah,
the
bro.
second season.
Yeah, second season is not anyway. So
We'll talk
you know,
about it.
and I think it's an issue like when you are trying to convert a manga to an anime. It's just like it's like the pace of things and stuff like that. Like clearly there was like a pace that the anime like directors were okay with,
Mhm.
but maybe the manga was not okay with, you know.
Mhm.
Like obviously there has to be some liberties involved in that where it's just like the pace seemed a little it seems the pace of the season seemed a little slow slash a little fast for me. Slow because the stuff that I remembered, I was like, hey, I remember this being like a lot faster.
Mhm.
And then fast because of stuff that happened, I was like, okay, wait on like, did this happen this time? Did this happen this time? Like, I would have to go back and actually like look at the manga and be like, okay, like that did happen, you know, like they just made it go faster for a reason.
Mhm.
So like I get the whole like qualms of it being like too fast and stuff like that. You know, I just think like I think the anime will hit the mark at the end of the day. Like it will hit the mark,
Mhm.
especially if you watch like the totality of season 4 as one whole season
Mm.
instead of like whereas you guys thought that maybe this will be the end of it where it's not, you know. You know, but I feel like the anime will hit that, but I think the manga has done a better job of like pacing that
Okay.
Okay.
expectation where it's like because again like the anime basically ended where a year and a half ago this ended, you know.
Mm.
And so I'm assuming it'll be about what? It'll be 15 episodes like for the last season, the last part of the season.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It's either going to be 13
Yeah.
or 15. They're usually
Yeah, 13,
like around,
yeah,
20
yeah.
or 30.
That's usually like it's usually like
Mhm.
a winter like core, like that's you know what it is. So I'm assuming it hit the mark, you know, because it is kind of following it chapter by chapter at this point.
Stuff.
My thing is,
So,
if they spend so much time in between these seasons, you got to. And I, as a fan who's now watched it in a condensed period of time, I feel like for the most part, it's lived up to it. Like it's not one where it's like, damn, it took mad long to put this season out, and the season sucks.
Right.
The season does not live up to these expectations with these big gaps. So now you have this gap again. It raises the expectations even higher to me to go, all right, you need to, especially like you're saying, these mixed reviews, you have manga readers who are out here upset about how it's going or thinking that it should be going like better significantly or otherwise. Now they have no excuse. You're taking this big gap that a lot of people didn't expect or want. And there's still probably going to be a movie. I still do think so because
Like
at the
a
end of the
Candy
day,
movie?
at the end of the day, this is a business.
Or an OVA or something.
Yeah, exactly. I do expect something else to come after the like whatever the season finale is going to be.
Right.
So we'll see what goes from there. But like, if you're going to take this much time, you got to put out something good. You have to. Like, you have literally the world holding its breath, trying
So,
to
yeah.
being
What
upset. Like, what do you mean this is the next episode? Like for me, them dropping those 2 episodes back to back, I'm thinking I had 2 weeks to plan this. Like,
And here we are.
yeah.
So what they
and
said? They said.
I didn't want.
Go ahead, Ruben. My fault.
I didn't want to say anything because I was like, fuck, like, you know, you guys want to be on this because obviously I want to be on this podcast as much as possible.
Oh, well, thank you, Ruben.
I appreciate it.
No, but like, you know, so like when it comes like the movie idea, so you know, I'm a part of Shingeki no Kyojin's subreddit sometimes.
Mhm.
Like I go on there, check it out sometimes, and a lot of people don't want a movie,
Mhm.
and I think it kind of depends on like what the creator wants. Because I feel like he's gonna have everything wrapped up mostly neat as possible next month, like with the manga.
Mhm.
But I do think there are some loose ends that he'll never explain, at least
Mm.
manga wise. And I almost want him to use that whole like movie theory as like a way to expand on that, where it's like technically it's not canon, but
Mhm.
the creator signed off on
But
it.
it provides closure.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, like this is like the final closure. Like, hey, like
Mm.
because I was talking to my
final form.
because I was talking to my fiance about it, and I was like, dude, like by the time this anime ends, my kid's already are just gonna be like a year old. Like
Mhm.
he's gonna be like 8 months old at this point. So it's like, what the hell? Like, like he's never gonna watch this, obviously, at least whenever I'm around him, but because it's fucked up. But like
Yeah,
I'm
wait till
just
he's
like,
like 4 or something.
yeah, he's gonna be it's gotta be at least like 12 before he watches this shit.
Right, sure.
I'm just thinking like this
12
thing is
months.
gonna end.
Right.
This thing is gonna end like after like I've brought in a child into this world.
Yeah.
Like I it's weird to think about because I'm like, it's such a long time to think about in general, but in the grand scope of things, it's not.
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. Like I think having a movie to explain like the loose ends and it being like, hey, like this isn't official, but this is what the creator was cool with us like expanding upon. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I think most of the fan base would be like, okay, this is technically canon, even though it's not.
Yeah.
So because there are things that like even now in the manga, I'm like, they can't wrap this up in a one chapter, like unless the chapter is like 3 times long. Like
Yeah.
they just can't do it. So and they're I mean, this is a spoiler, I'm not gonna say it, but like he already apparently drew out like the last panel of the manga. So and it's been out there for like 2 years now. So
I don't know. It's like Oda freaking calling that he wants to end One Piece in 5 years.
bro, it's gonna be another
Like,
10
yeah,
years, dude.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, whatever you say, Oda.
Yeah. But no, like you're talking about that thing. Like that's
Grey's Anatomy? It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
chill with that.
That.
Don't disrespect One Piece like that, dog.
No. I still gotta watch.
Listen,
for all five
if y'all
till
think Grey's Anatomy is a good show, we can
Yeah,
have
I
a
got-
conversation about that later.
Yeah, that's.
But nah,
It's a
like
different podcast.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Y'all can hit my DMs with that, and we can argue. 'Cause I get in that argument almost every week, dog.
Smoke.
But
Big smoke.
no, like that. It's crazy when you put it in terms like that because it's one of those things where it's like I still have to remember how long I've been watching One Piece week to week because it's become such a part of my life, and
Yeah.
that's ongoing as opposed to like where Attack on Titan you have the gaps. But that's why to me I'm like I'm glad I didn't watch Attack on Titan before because it's like what 8 years since I first heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me since I first heard about it, and it's not a continuous 8 years. It's not One Piece. There's not a million episodes. It's just gaps and gaps. So when you think about that, it's like, how much more is this going to be a part of my life? You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's things like One Piece. The reason why everyone loves Naruto, especially, in the US, that's a bigger thing because it was the first real exposure and a long show that people have connection to, that people build these relationships on characters. And then you get that in things like this. People love Demon Slayer, all that stuff, like the more acute things now. But when you get a show that has the potential stuff like that, like I feel like My Hero was the last big one that wasn't ongoing, where it's like, yo, people love these characters. People are going to wait for every season to build on it like that.
Yep.
It's a big thing, and it coming to an end, like even though we got to wait another year and a half for the show to be done, is one of those where it's like, I'm going to wait, and I might be mad about it, but I might end up getting deeper into the universe and reading the manga because that's the world we live in. Like that's the world for me that the show has created now.
Indeed.
It's just a part where it's like, this is a part of my life now that I have to accept, that I want to see to its conclusion. I have to. It's not a choice that matter anymore. It's not like I finished this part of the season and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, the best thing is there are a couple shows. Empire was one of them. Empire season 1 and 2, everyone was going crazy. We watched it. We were freshmen when Empire came out. We used to watch it in the dorm together. That was the shit.
We watched a lot
After
of
season 2, I literally sat down and went, I have no desire to continue watching the show, and just never did. And like Miles and our other roommate James, they watched it for a bit longer. At the end of the point, everyone fizzled out. But like with this, no, I got to see it to the end. It's not a choice anymore. Like I can't see myself not keeping up with it. Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, no, I'm in deep. I'm in deep.
And I think just going back to kind of what we were talking about originally, just circling back, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking about the difference between a shonen and the seinen, basically it's like, yo, a lot of the internal like conflict that some characters have like in this, you know what I'm saying? Like even like Eren, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going through something where like he's not going about it morally the right way, but it's a much more logical human way of thinking. Whereas when in shonens, you got like Deku, you got what's homie from Demon Slayer that I'm blanking out on? Tanjiro.
Conjuro, yeah.
And you got niggas like that,
bitches.
right? That just be going about everything like, no, I'm gonna try not hurt anybody. No, don't kill my sister, even though she's a demon. Whatever, however you want to go about it and say it. But that's why so many people are attached to this in Game of Thrones, because we don't really know like what the the protagonist is not about to just do the regular bullshit, the regular like, no, I'm a scout, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And now it's
and with those shows, go ahead. You're just like I don't know what's gonna happen in My Hero, but I know Deku's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
I know like Deku's gonna
exactly.
do like Deku's gonna do the right thing, or like there's not gonna be some more morally ambiguous decision from Deku in those shows that I know of. I haven't watched that one in a bit, but like with Eren, it's like I would not be surprised at all if when that season wraps up, if Eren's dead.
Right.
Like I would have no surprise, like killed, not end of his Titan cycle or whatever.
Right.
But
and that gives you more inclination to watch it because because like John said, you don't really know how it's gonna end, and that's like the beauty of it, and that's why we're here today talking about fucking Attack on Titan.
And it's like it's been around for so long. We started watching the show. We could have been like, yeah, we was watching the show as kids, so we wanted the shonen, and now we're getting the seinen, and now we're getting the development of where we're just like, yeah, we've grown up with the show, and we're like, no, I want more out of my shows.
Hell yeah,
and I love it. Like I said, like shit, this could end. Fucking Eren can be dead. He could cause the rumbling and destroy everything and just be like, I'm just going to end the world because it's a cool world. You know what I mean? It's one of those where it's like, where are we going from here?
Shit's crazy. On some Thanos shit. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah, people that haven't read the manga, what do you think is going to happen?
Oof. Okay, all right, so I can give you... All right, so here's my thing. I think that right now, Eren is trying to manipulate all of the MPs into thinking that like, all right, like I'm gonna go about it this way. I'm gonna meet Zeke. We're gonna figure everything out. But I don't think that's exactly where he's going. I think Zeke has it in his mind that all right, when he link Eren, they gonna get together. They gonna do bullshit. They gonna go carry out this euthanasia big plan.
That's my brother. He understands me more than anyone.
Right.
He had to deal with the downfall of our father.
Hell yeah. And then I think Eren gonna come out the woodwork and be like, oh, you thought we was cool? Hell no. And then he's just gonna start murking all the niggas that's following Zeke.
And that black dude's gonna get killed and he don't deserve it.
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't with the plan. He was not with the plan
Onya
either.
Capone or whatever.
Yeah. Onya Capone. Hell yeah. They said
he was not with it. He was like they're just like, damn, this is what you want. And he's like, I didn't even know Yelena was doing this either. Y'all just put me on house arrest, so I'm just glad to be out.
And speaking of that, they even asked and they say, yo, like, how come your skin's darker than everybody else?
That. Yeah. They did ask that, and I was like, what the fuck?
It's a big world out here.
Right.
That was
to
Sasha,
be fair,
right?
if you went to Japan, they probably ask you the same question.
I think it was Sasha, honestly. Yeah.
There were some scenes where like some bullshit was happening and Onya Capone's in the background with like the meanest side eye. Like I did not sign up for this.
That's a fact. Listen, it's a perfect representation of the black character, you know what I'm saying? It's just in the corner looking at these crazy ass white people, man. There's a
TikTok where it was like him piloting the airship. So like him piloting the airship, talk about the Bernie Mac clip.
Oh yeah,
strong, healthy, black man, while Sasha's getting murked in the corner and everyone's freaking out in the back.
Oh man,
like oh my god.
Oh shit, crazy.
But I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I kind of think the same thing. I don't think Eren's was Zeke at all. And the one thing that Peak said that I do think was true was like how she's like, I didn't really feel a connection with Zeke and I felt like he was lying to me. So I thought that if anything, he would tell you something. So I think Zeke's smart enough to not fully trust Eren, but I do think that he has faith in Eren. That he has faith that he could convince him that he thinks they're doing the right thing because Eren has also faced a lot of hardships because of Titans. And I don't remember his name, but not the original, but the guy who had the Beast Titan before, who was like Zeke's his real father
Dr.
figure,
something.
He that story was wild.
That was deep.
And it's one of those things where like I feel like you usually get a character like that when it comes to a crazy character. I think Zeke's really smart, but I do think he's crazy, you know? Not in like a dumb way, but in like I really think this is the smartest answer to changing the world, which it isn't. But it's one of those where it's like, and why did this dude come up with that idea? Because he watched his wife murder herself and their kid, which animes for kids.
Which was crazy, bro. I was
dude,
like,
yeah, that was dark.
You can't let your kid watch
Zeke went through so much freaking hardships already. Like you had Grisha talking about what they did to his sister, which was insane. When you get to see that flashback, so you get that. Zeke knows that his father has been treated this way. Zeke saw his father get persecuted, was raised super hard because of it. So I can understand where he's like, oh, his sad boy, damn, maybe, you know, it'd be better if no one was born into this world and had to deal with this shit. So I can understand. To me, that's the easy way out. And I don't think Aaron's about easy way outs. And then also because he knows about the Eldian thing, that's why like he didn't feel bad about killing them, because he was like, motherfuckers did it to us. You know what I mean? Like it's war. Casualties happen. People die. But at the end of the day, if I can create a world better for everyone, you know, that's why I literally feel it very Heisenberg-esque, where it's like I'm gonna try to create the best situation for the people closest around me. Hence why he was so grimy with Mikasa and Armin, trying to separate them, and for like all the Eldians who didn't deserve it, because he literally was out here like once he found out the truth, he's like, my entire world was flipped upside down. Yeah, I was mad at the world. Yeah, I wanted to understand beyond the walls. I didn't want to be held prisoner by the Titans, but I didn't want the Titans to break through and murder my entire family and have to watch my mom die in front of my own eyes and everyone I love basically die because of it. Like, yeah, I wanted to escape the walls and kill all the Titans. I don't want to have to sacrifice everyone to do it. So I do feel like he wants to create a world where that doesn't have to happen for kids like him.
Shit, now that I think about it, Breaking Bad is another example of a show where you don't know what the fuck the protagonist is gonna do.
Yep.
Shit, I ain't never knew what the fuck what was about to do next, but you kept watching, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's
and
crazy.
Then just like with Aaron, you kind of have that moment in Breaking Bad where you're like, I don't know if I like Walt that much anymore.
Right.
You're like, oh, shit.
Right. Because you start to see
hated
that...
Skyler the entire time, but Walt, he was banging with him. You're like, yo, he's really doing his family. And at one point, you're like, nah, he could have ended this whole shit. And I remember thinking that.
Actually,
I remember
man,
going, he could have just took this money. And I wanted, this happens with shows where you get so invested. I don't know if it happens to you guys, with me especially, where it's like, I just want the best solution for this main character, but I know if it happens, the show's over. If Walt took the money, the show's over. Right. But they live happily ever after. Right. Like, so I'm out here, I'm like, yo, just take the money, bro. But I'm like, then I got nothing to watch. Like,
bro. You should have taken the fucking money. Oh man.
There's a lot more similarities with Breaking Bad. And I mean, like, I feel like this is a show that lives up to that standard of just top tier content.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, no, this is great, yo. Oh man.
Yeah, it's like I do believe that Aaron is gonna get revenge on the Marleyans somehow.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's definitely coming. The one angle I can't really figure out or have any real theories for is like, I know like Aaron could figure out a way to beat the Marleyans, but I don't know how they're going to like get out of the rest of the world hating them. Like I just like don't know how that's
leave
gonna
us
get
alone,
figured out.
Leave you alone. That's not how it works, dog.
Right.
Yeah.
They will still try and kill you, so you're not a threat.
Yeah, man. That's a fact. I'm all from Aaron going Mad Queen and fucking bodying all of Marley though. So you know what I'm saying? That's
except for the Eldian district, like just everyone else.
No Eldians,
Yeah,
no Eldians.
like,
you know what I'm saying? Because I feel for them, bro. The Eldians are the black people of, you know what I'm saying, like that whole shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Jews, but okay.
All right, well, whatever. You know, sure, whatever. We will give them credit. Valid.
All right. Any last thoughts on this?
What was your? I guess my only question would be like, what's been your favorite part of the show so far?
Oh, when
like
Aaron fucking went WWE on Liberio, like when he was just like, I've been here for 5 years, biding my time. He grew up. He got some hair, got some facial hair, and was like, I was waiting for you with the dough, and like really just wild out. And then you get to see them. I loved it. Oh my, I loved especially because like I told you guys before, I started the season like, I don't give a shit about these kids. I don't want you to try and make me care about these kids.
Right.
Just like,
I was like, fuck yeah.
Listen, people have been beefing with Oda where they're like, I don't want to know about Orochi's backstory because he deserves the worst, to die a horrible death. I'm sitting here like, I don't give a shit about these kids. Don't try and make me care about these kids.
Please.
They gonna get what's coming to them. So they did. Marley got what came to it. They was out here trying to sabotage. I thought, here I am thinking the Hammer Titan's gonna be like, yo, I'm
for
the
real,
youngest
bro.
generation. I'm gonna be the one who's gonna turn shit around. And he was like, nah, we gotta kill homie. He's the worst of the worst. And then he got what came to him, and I loved it. Like the entire fight scene, because we see how much more control over his powers gets, how beastie he is, the way they were just murking everyone.
The fact that he could activate the Titan more than once, which was like...
The way the ODM, like, the way the Survey Corps came in and murked all of the Titans they had, oh, it was amazing.
Bro.
Like, the glow-ups.
And then the eating of the Hammer Titan was pretty high, too. That
using,
scene was nuts.
That was using the jaw. Oh.
Yeah, bro. Aaron
like a
went
pudding
straight
cup.
savage, bro. Yeah, like a pudding cup, John. You're fucking wow. I wouldn't even have thought of that until I was thinking more so like, you know, when you get to like the bottom of like a Capri Sun and you just like
Do you want to do that again?
No,
Thumbnail?
I wasn't. Yeah, sure. He got.
Where's JT when you need him?
Right. Yeah. Where's JT? Where's JT? All right. Anyways.
Not watching this.
Yeah. Right. Ruben, I'm glad you know. All right. But anyhow, I will agree with John in that being my favorite part so far, but more so the prequel to that. You know what I'm saying? The whole build up to getting to that point where Reiner is basically pleading for his life at this point.
Sad boy Reiner.
Right. And even like him manipulating Falco into thinking that like, all right, like I'm just some regular dude that's just, you know, that's just injured. Then my man's basically regrows his whole leg, that who even knows how he lost that shit. Fucking unplugs not unplugs, but takes off the bandages. I'm like,
surprise, motherfucker.
Yes.
Surprise, shorty.
Right. And I was just like waiting because you got the homeboy in the background telling the whole story about, all right, this whole shit is a sham. The Eldians never really did anything to us. Mm-hmm. We just created a whole story just to manipulate the people, this, that, and the third. And you just got Eren in the back with Reiner just at any moment, shit about to pop off. You just waiting and waiting and waiting. The next thing you know, pew!
Oh, the handshake.
Hell yeah. A1.
There was an episode where I thought Willie might be like the big bad guy for the whole show. And then I was like, oh no. And there he goes.
Right.
He's gone.
And boom goes down.
Yeah,
that would be mine. So
I think my favorite part of the season or part of the series, because
let's go season for right now.
Season. Season, man, it's gotta be Liberio, bro. Just like it getting fucking bodied. Like that shit was wild, dude. Like I'm watching it with my fiance and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, like I was like, yeah, Eric doesn't give a fuck for at this point.
Give me
like anybody, doesn't matter.
Ropes.
Like anybody can get these fucking hands at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, she was like, this is fucked up. And I was like, I know it is, but like when you think about it though, bro, like when your people have been fucking persecuted for like so many years, whatever, mm-hmm. bro, like you just gotta go the fuck off sometimes, man. Like,
listen,
I was like, I understand
basketball terms. Sometimes to get them calls, you got to get a tech.
Yeah, just like it's like fuck it, dude. So yeah, that was my favorite part of the entire season.
Nice,
so far.
nice.
What about you, Ryan?
I loved all of that stuff too, but like just to say something different, I would say I thought it was cool seeing how Paradis or whatever it's called like came in like kind of up their technological game. How it had some people come over. That was pretty neat. There was one scene that I thought was really funny where like Sasha and Connie are like debating who would take over as the next founding Titan or whatever. And then like Connie's like, well, no, Sasha's like, well, you're too dumb to do it. And then they're just like, huh?
Right.
Huh? And just, like,
it's crazy
really
because,
funny.
Attack on Titan never makes jokes really like that. You know what I'm saying? So for the fact that, like, they have a moment where they're just like, he's just bidding on each other, on each other with just a straight face. It's just like.
Especially in the final season for them to do it.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, no, they did not just sneak a joke in here, yo.
Literally, everyone's like, all right, I guess I'll take over the Titan, if need be, because your time's going over. And Connie's like, I mean, if you guys are too important, I'll do it. And she's like, nah, but you're just an idiot. Like, he's like, honestly, you are too. So I guess we're out. Like, oh, that was so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we'll save a favorite moment of the series for when it's done. And then when we circle back in a year and a half to redo the recap of the second half of the season.
Recap of
the recap.
The recap. Nice.
Yeah.
And then Ruben can really go off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready, bro.
I've been waiting 2 years.
I've got comparisons and everything ready, bro.
Oh man. Nah, this is good. Listen, this is a great conversation. I love this, man. This is. I'm thankful for you guys for having, like, being able to join us for this, man.
Of course, yeah, this was great. I had a great time.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
Let's do it again.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure,
Please.
for sure.
Absolutely. Before we finish up, do you guys want to plug anything? I'm saying, I know Ruben, you got your whole situation, so you want to, yeah, go crazy.
Ruben, you could have my plug too.
Hell yeah.
No, I did not. But you can find me at Reddit Mavericks on Twitter, on Instagram. Not really on Instagram, but someone told me to go and grab that so I was okay. Whatever.
Just in case. Before
Yeah,
we
just
blow
in
up,
case.
Yeah.
Also, I have my own podcast where I discuss the Dallas Mavericks once a week. It is it's called a Hoops Snafavisons. You can find me on Apple, Spotify, basically wherever you can find podcasts. So
Basically, word.
Ryan, you can just give some closing remarks if you don't want to plug anything. You don't want them finding you.
I don't have anything to plug, but this is great. Thank you guys for having me on. Ruben, it was great to meet you. Chop it up.
Me too, man. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys again. Remember to follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram and Twitter. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel where everything's gonna be. Shout out to Matt for coming in on a day he's normally here. We are regrown as always. Shout out to Ruben's dog in the background. Love to see it.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal. And thank you guys again. Thank you guys for listening. And this really might be a thing. So yeah, we will catch y'all on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday when you can listen to the regular podcast and go watch the Comic Got Killed and catch up. Talk about Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down. I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded.